I have a saying. I always say this: when we make a video, the first person we should teach is ourselves. And I'm telling you right now, some of you young men, you have a lot to learn, man. Yeah, even you that do tons and tons of videos, you still got a lot to learn. But nobody can tell you that. You think you've learned everything. Well, you're sadly mistaken. Like I said, this thing of ours is not like instant coffee where you take hot water and you pour it on the coffee and voila, you got a cup of coffee. That's not what this thing is about, man. It takes years of dedication. It takes years of self-denial. And that's what beginning with Elder Apostle on down. That's what we've went through and are going through. But you young men, you don't consider that. Okay? Romans, the second chapter, I'll start at the 19th verse. Romans 2 and 19. And art confident that thou thyself art a guide of the blind, a light of them which are in darkness. Yeah, that's you, especially young men. You come into this knowledge, in this truth, and it's like a new toy to you. You know, you see the power of it, and you're all enthralled by it. You know, and you fancy yourself, like it says here, you fancy yourself a guide of the blind, right? That's the ones who don't know this truth. You know, you got a new toy with you. You want to show it off to everybody. A guide of the blind, a light of them which are in darkness, right? An instructor of the foolish, a teacher of babes, and you yourself is a babe. But nobody can tell you that. You think you're the. Some of you guys, you young dudes, man, in the faith, you talk as if you've been in the truth for 30, 40 years. It's amazing. And when you check it out, you've barely been in the truth for 5 years, maybe 10. You know, it's amazing to watch. Let me tell you something, man. The longer you be in this truth, really, the less you talk. Let me say that again. The longer you only talk when you have to. Okay? The longer you've been in the truth, the less you talk, man. Okay? Anyway, an instructor of the foolish, a teacher of babes, which has the form of knowledge and of the truth in the law, right? Now here's the point. Thou therefore, which teachest another, teachest thou not thyself? Exactly. You guys that are young men, and look, this is who it applies to, all right? It obviously don't apply to everybody. There's some young men out there that are in the faith. They haven't been in the faith that long, but they compose themselves very well. All right, they know how to behave. Like King David said, I will behave wisely in the house of the Lord. These guys know how to behave. They compose themselves really well. But then you have these younger dudes or these young men in the faith that haven't got a clue. Well, I'm here to tell you, the first person you should teach, you're doing these mountains of videos, the first person you should teach is yourself. How about that? Learn how to observe. And you really shouldn't be doing, if you're a young man in the knowledge, you really shouldn't be doing too much talking. Just read the scripture, give it a brief explanation, and move to the next scripture. Like I said, some of you young guys, you talk as if you've been in the truth for 25 years, 30 years. And men that have been in the truth that long, who really understand this knowledge, this truth, they look at you and shake their head like, what's this guy doing? You know, I'm telling you, I've seen it many times. I'm not going to call names. I mean, you guys know who you are. If your conscience convicts you, then yeah, you're the guy I'm talking about. Adjust your ways, amend your ways, man. I know, speaking on my behalf, man, it took me a long time to find my voice in the truth. And even then, yeah, there's sometimes I can be very talkative because that spirit is on me, but there's sometimes I'm very, I think the word is reticent. Let me see if I'm correct. There's sometimes where I just don't feel like talking, man. Reticent. I think the word is reticent. Let me see if I'm correct.
Reticent.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Now, when I first came into truth, I wasn't reticent. I was ready to share this knowledge with everybody. All right. But then as you progress, you go into stages of being in this knowledge and this truth. As you progress in this knowledge and this truth, you become more reticent. Okay, you're picking, like they say like they say in the world, you're picking your spots. You're picking your spots where you'll be quick to reveal your thoughts, and you're picking your spots with certain individuals. Most times you're not too talkative. Okay, let's read the definition. And some of you young men, you're too talkative. All right, you talk when you talk when not need be. Let's put it that way. Okay.
Reticent.
It says, not revealing one's thoughts or feelings readily. See? And as you progress, now, when you first come into truth, you're not reticent. But as you progress in the truth, this knowledge, you become reticent. Okay? And I hope that makes sense to you. You become reticent. You're not quick to reveal your thoughts. Okay? Because you're doing what is called a lot of soul searching. Like the scriptures say, examine ourselves. So how can we examine ourselves if we're running our mouth? No, the first person we have to teach is ourselves, man.